Okay, we're live. Oh my god. When I see this woman's face, I know it's gonna be interesting. I know I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat for real. Edge of my seat because the story she talks about are so damn interesting that it's like, I never thought of it like that. Okay, so it's how criminals pose as utility workers to break into homes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, the worst is when they actually do work for like a company that is known and they take something that you have. Like, and they just steal from you, man. That's just crazy. Okay, let me read it. What starts with a simple knock on the door can turn into a violent robbery. Some criminals are posing as utility workers or delivery breakers to break into residents, tricking unsuspecting people into opening their doors and allowing thieves into their homes. To see if homeowners are vulnerable to this type of crime, Inside Edition outfitted former lawyer, enforcement officer, and security consultant Steve Cardinen with a hard hat, vest, and clipboard and sent him to knock on doors around New York. Ooh. Finally, change of scene. Normally it's always in New Jersey. Now it's New York. Yes. Whoa, look at this story. Sax offender says he's too busy to register address. Oh my goodness. What the hell is all that all about? Okay, if I find a utility or UPS guy waiting at my door, I'll make sure to call Lisa. Seriously, I think you probably should do that. How dare you open your door when someone knocks? I know, right? Like, I mean, it's just something you have to do. Like, okay, it's not something you have to do, but I mean, there are moments where, like, that you do have to open the door. Like if someone is selling you garden lawn equipment to get you better lawn, I mean, what do you gotta do? And you know your lawn is messed up. Like you get like in this. You do want to like, okay, you know what? Yeah, sure. I'll probably just do that. Loki, you are a Mexican. Your parents taught you better than to open the door to anyone. Loki, if you're Mexican, your parents taught you better. Yeah, but funny thing is that those parents probably do open doors for people. Like what the? They also have fake IDs. You can't trust anyone these days. True, true, true. Home Alone in a nutshell. In a nutshell. Okay, that's why. That's why you ask questions. True. If you ask questions, I mean, there'll probably be a chance that you can catch people. But would you be thinking about it though? Would you be thinking of asking questions? Like, man, it's a scary world out there, man. For real. I mean, I just want to see the reply to that. Ask questions. Like, what type of questions would you be asking? My life is a meme. You can't ask questions if they broke it. Show me an ID. Like, I mean, they just showed you an ID, so you see that it's real. So, it's what is? It's true, Sha. They can still fool you even if you ask questions. I mean, okay, let's watch.
It starts with a simple knock on the door, but it can quickly turn into a violent robbery. Thieves posing as utility workers and delivery men breaking into homes around.
You don't even think maybe people. You don't even think maybe the camera is watching them or people from the other houses. What the hell is going
The
on?
country. Lisa Guerrero went out to see if homeowners are being as cautious as they should be.
What the hell is that aggressive?
This guy looks like a utility worker, but he and his pal aren't there to check on the power
Oh, the
lines.
guy is blocking.
They're there to break in. This guy, disguised in a UPS uniform, is also a thief. 3 of his accomplices burst in with
What?
guns
With a
drawn
gun?
when the homeowner is tricked into opening the door. And this elderly woman is also fooled and robbed when she lets this guy in, posing as a plumber.
No, not the elderly. The funny thing about the elderly is that they can't even work. They can't even walk like normal jobs. So they are going through like checks, like social security that probably is not even enough for them, and they now have to go through this. Like, come on, man, come on, bro.
They're called knock-knock crimes. Criminals posing as delivery or utility workers to break.
Man, I hope they arrest them.
Break
bro,
into
for real.
homes.
What the
To see
hell?
how easy it would be, we're sending out Inside Edition safety expert Steve Cardian,
Safety expert.
equipped with a hard hat, a vest, and a clipboard, to this neighborhood in Westchester, New York.
He went knocking on
Westchester? Oh, Westchester is expensive though.
doors, posing
Like
as a
it's-
utility worker
Like I heard that high income people are like living over there. and shit.
for the Water Commission.
I'm with the Water Commission. I'm with the Water Commission.
But actually,
The hell is water commission? Like, what?
there's no such thing as the Water Commission.
Exactly, like, what
The
the
agency doesn't exist.
What is
Watching
Water
in a car
Commission?
with me out front is Officer Jonathan Cromwell with the Mount Pleasant Police
No one
Department.
exposed the address.
Hi, how are you today, ma'am?
Ooh,
I'm with the Water
yeah.
Commission. We're checking on the water pressure. Would you mind if I come in and check your water pressure?
Okay.
You sure?
Holy beautiful.
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
never want
If
to
he was
steal
a
anything from
criminal,
that
who
woman.
knows what could have happened.
Never.
I'm actually with Inside Edition. Across the country, there's been dozens and dozens and dozens of people posing as utility workers, getting into the homes and doing horrible things.
We watched
What? That's the literal. Give Lisa to explain it. What are you talking about? She's just still confused. You know, she had that face throughout from the beginning. It was talked about him being with the Water Commission. So the fact where he said horrible things. What are you talking about? I'm actually with Inside Edition, and we're going through this neighborhood to talk about blah blah blah. People are posing as blah 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 to do horrible things. What are you talking about? You're supposed to make her frightened. You're supposed to make her scared. You're like, that's your job, bruh. You're supposed to say, look, people are dressing just like this, and I'm trying to tell you to be careful because they are going into your home, and some of them even have guns, yo. Now, when people hear guns, they will be really scared. Some of them really have guns because they're trying to rob you, so you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, and then you not give her things that she has to do so that she has to be careful, you know? Instead of just like, oh yeah, they're doing horrible things. What the? That's not even, that's like a failed, if that was like a test, that's a failed test. They're doing horrible things. Like, what? Horrible things, like, what, kicking the dog?
walked up to explain the situation.
So you were convinced.
I was. He played the part.
She probably wasn't even convinced. She just like, look, what do you want? Oh, water? Okay, go and fix it. She probably was drinking. She didn't care. That's what I found from her. She didn't care. She didn't ask questions. Convinced? How are you convinced? They're just like, okay, I see a vest, I see a hat, and I see this guy is a serious person. That's it. I see you're a serious person. Okay, go and do what you want to do.
He had a hard hat on.
Were you about to let him in your house?
Of course you will.
I was.
At this house, the homeowner actually came outside to greet us.
I was wondering if I could come in and check your water pressure to make sure that you're not having a problem.
Okay.
You don't mind?
No.
Once
messing with
again,
others
no
women,
problem
man.
getting inside.
So in this case, this person did the wrong thing. Not only came out of her house, but invited him right into the house without asking for any kind of ID.
So you were actually going to let him in.
I was.
This elderly woman also opened the door without thinking twice.
Not even fair, man. Stop disturbing the elderly people. Oh my god. Stop disturbing the elderly people. They've done nothing. They've done nothing to deserve this. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
We've had some major water pressure problems here, and I was wondering if I could come in.
So you actually thought, though, that he looked convincing.
Oh, absolutely.
Get a vest
Most
on.
people are trusting.
And that's why we're doing this story.
You caught me in this one. I'm glad you did. I will be much more careful.
Not everyone was as trusting.
I'm with the Water Commission. We've had reports of excessive water pressure. I was wondering if I could come in and just test your pressure.
Sure.
But then he says this.
Listen, show me a card and you're in.
It's the first time someone thought to ask for an ID.
Congratulations. You did the right thing.
Hi.
The woman at this home
Fake ID literally exists. You know that, right? You guys know that fake ID exists, right? Like what?
was also concerned.
I'm with the Water Commission. I was wondering if I could come in and check your water pressure.
Not right now.
Because I don't know who you are. I'm not letting anybody in the house.
You did the right thing.
Woman, you are amazing. You don't get it, but you're amazing. That is truly amazing.
By not letting him in, but you did open your door.
I did.
Had he been a criminal, he could have pushed his way into your door.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's something to consider next time.
Be sure before you open up the door who you're dealing with. Ask for identification, and if you get that feeling something's not right, make a phone call, call the police, call the company, but don't let him in your house.
Don't let him in your house. You do hear that, people? Don't let them in your house except you ask for ID. And when you ask for ID, you call their bosses. And when you call their bosses, you ask for the boss's ID. No, seriously, this is a serious case, but I don't know any like logical step to take there you'll be safe, honestly. I really don't.